What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here and welcome to today's video. If you do enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and hit all the links up down below to Twitch and Discord. Enjoy the video. What is up, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be loot from 450 Vindicta kills. Just so I can show you sort of what kind of gear I use, what sort of loot you can kind of expect from this sort of amount of Vindicta kills, and a kind of breakdown of the profit per hour, GP per hour, and comparing it to some of the other bosses I've done loot from videos from. Also, let's get into the video, guys. So before I actually get in and break down the loot, I'm going to go through just a rough go of what equipment I was using for this. It's by no means a guide, it's just what I use, so you can sort of upgrade or downgrade to your sort of situation, sort of what kind of, how long it would take you to get this amount of kills. I mean, the amount of kills is still the same. So I used trimmed custom fit masterwork. You could also use normal masterwork, would be perfectly fine as well. I had an amulet souls, armor spikes, tier 92 or tier 90 weapon. I've done it with Kopeshes. I think when I previously did this in like 2019, I did it with like a scythe, and you know, that worked perfectly fine as well. Overloads or Elder Overloads, I decided to settle in the middle, and I had some Supreme Overload salves in the bank, so I decided to go ahead and use them. I also took an Excalibur and an Ancient Elven Ritual Shard, just for a bit of prayer and some health healing. And I took a few sharks. Most of the time I just ate them to put drops in my invent, but sometimes, you know, they're useful to have. Better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, so I took a few of them with me. So we've got in my inventory now all of the loot that I got from the 450 Vindicta. It's actually 451, we got one extra kill, but that extra kills loot is in here as well, so it's loot from 451. We were originally going to do loot from 10 hours, just to get a bit more of a representative one, because I did a loot from 10 hours of Vindicta probably like 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more now. And for the entire 10 hours I did not get a single rare drop, and it was looking like it was going to be pretty similar again this time. So I extended it a little bit past the 10 hours, just to make it a little bit more fair on, to see if I could get a couple more drops and actually get a decent average this time, whereas before I got not a single drop and I averaged like 2 mil an hour or something like that, because it was just standard base loot that I got. But anyway, this is what I got from 450 kills. Took a little bit more than 10 hours. I will work it all out properly, and we'll break it down in the breakdown slide. So you can see I got 7.6k dragon bones, nearly 700 dwarf weeds there, 649, and they're like 13k each. There's a decent chunk of GP there. A lot of large plated salvage, they're all out, so like 32k alch or something. Yeah, 32k alch, so yeah, that's all going to be for the alch machine. Lots and lots of raw sharks, got 2.8k there, so you know, this is probably a like better way of getting it than fishing from my Iron Man, who knows. Maybe something to explore. Loads of black d'hide as well, they add up quite nicely, 1.8k of them. Weirdly, exactly 1,000 diamonds. I thought it looked a bit weird, but you know, exactly 1,000 diamonds we've got, so 4.5 mil there, I can tell you that one already. 5k magic logs, some dragon stones, and then a few stone spirits, which all are worth absolutely nothing, which is a bit terrible. So we did hit the rare drop table fairly frequently. It's meant to be like a 1 in 256 or something according to the wiki. I will quickly have a glance again now. Yeah, so it should be a 1 in 256 for something off the loot table, so either a crest, a piece of anima core, or a lance. So I hit it in the time that I've done it 4 times, which I guess is pretty lucky, but well, I don't know, that's probably about average actually, seeing as there's a few items on there. But unfortunately I got 4 dormant anima core drops, only 1 crest and no lance. So there's not going to be any big items carrying through this. Also worth noting that these are a 1 in 64 with a max rep increase, and I got 10 of them throughout this, so that'd be like 640 kills worth. So I'm slightly over drop rate on the essence because I only did 450 kills. So we'll go ahead and put it in the price check now and see where most of the value is at. So we've got 91 mil there, which is actually like a fairly respectable amount. It's not too bad. I can see a lot of the value there from the base drops is coming from the dragon bones, like 13.4 mil in dragon bones. Like 8 mil in the dwarf weed, like I said, the big items here at the beginning, and the salvage as well is like 6.8 mil. And then obviously we've got 3.3 mil from those essences. It's a shame they're not like Hellware, where the essence is like 6 mil, or like when Greg used to be like 10 mil for the essence. That would have been really nice otherwise. But yeah, and look at all those. My little misrolled at other things, 4 of them there for a total of like 450k, which kind of sucks. And then where we get a big chunk of the GP from is the Crest of Zaros. Like if we take that out, 53 mil over more than 10 hours is not good. Like even if that was only 10 hours, that's only 5.3 mil an hour before you deduct costs. But even having this 1 crest, that brings it up to a slightly better figure. But like I said, we got unlucky of what we rolled on the rare table here. but not really the amount of times we rolled on it. We rolled on it probably, average or slightly over average, we just got unlucky once we rolled the table and got rubbish drops off the table, which kind of sucks. So yeah, 91 mil, and we're going to the breakdown slide and work out what we got from everywhere. So we get now into the more detailed breakdown. So the total loot for the time was 91.34 mil in like the actual drops, and then I forgot to include in the last price checker there, I have the auto coin collector thing, and I managed to get 3.3 mil in actual coin drops there as well. I'm not sure if that's the 100% value that Rune Metrics is reporting, or with the like 10% that the gold accumulator takes away already taken off. But either way, I got 3.3 mil there in coins as well. That makes it to an average of 7.28 mil per hour in raw loot, which, you know, it's okay, I suppose. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not horrendous. I think if I'd been a little bit more lucky with some of those rolls at Anima Core and stuff like that, and got a couple more lances or something, that would have pushed that substantially higher. And like, your real money here is based off the rare drops you get. The standard loot is only a couple of mil per hour, and it really is carried through in the big drops here. When I look back to check compared to my old Vindicta video from 2019, the loot per kill there was a lot lower as well. And that's not all just inflation, that's the fact that in that video I didn't get a single like lance or crest. So it's been boosted up by the fact that I got one here. For my cost per hour, I've gone with 2 mil per hour. That's a fairly reasonable cost, I think, for some overloads, a few prayer renewals, and some charge cost on your armor. So yeah, that's a fairly reasonable cost. I wasn't using a scrimshaw or anything fancy like that here, so no big costs from things like that to deduct off. That leaves our total profit per hour at 5.28 mil with cost deducted, which is, you know, it's fairly reasonable, consistent 5.2 mil an hour profit. Whilst being, it's not, I wouldn't go as far as say it's not AFK. You definitely can't AFK. You have to move and stuff, but it's low effort. It's pretty low effort. You don't really have to concentrate too much on it, which is pretty good. And the chance that could be a lot higher profit per hour as well, I guess, would be nice. So I might continue there, because I feel like Vindicta does owe me a couple of drops. I might just carry on until I get a couple out of it. I'm expecting an hour where I get a few soon. But yeah, that's the breakdown. So we're getting to the comparisons now. So the first comparison I want to do with it is comparing Vindicta to Vindicta. So when we compare it to 2019 and to 2021, in 2019 I averaged 26.1 kills per hour, and in 2021 I averaged 34 kills per hour. That in itself is pretty interesting, because some of that will be power creep, like when I did it with a scythe and probably just holy overloads and stuff like that, and steel titan back then, whereas now I did it with a ripper demon, tier 92s. So that will have helped a lot with boosting up the kills per hour. But also I imagine some of my ability as a PVMer has probably also increased, along with getting like the greater melee abilities probably also increases my damage a decent chunk. So my kills per hour has increased in 2 years, which is a good thing, I suppose. And the profit per hour has also increased, and I want to say not all of that's down to the extra kills per hour. Like I said, in the 2019 loot from video, I didn't get a single rare drop in that time, which kind of sucked. But, you know, that kind of shows you 2.78 mil per hour is what you're going to get in like the common standard drops, you know, the dragon bones, the salvage, or it might have still been actual rune items back then. I'm not quite sure. It'll have been close. But I imagine a big chunk of the extra profit per hour that I've made now in 2021 comes from the fact that I did get a crest this time, which was a big chunk of GP. It was like 37 mil or something. It was a big chunk all in one go, and without that I imagine my profit per hour would have been fairly similar, maybe slightly higher because I have the kills per hour is a bit higher now, but it would have been pretty similar without, so the standard drops are fairly consistent. So now with the second comparison, it's probably the more interesting of the two comparisons, and that is to all the other bosses that I've done a loot from 10 hours or loot from a certain amount. So it will vary boss to boss, but this is all now scaled back, all the costs taken out, what I actually ended up with in profit per hour from each boss. So as you can see, some of them I will have got luckier than others. Some of the outliers that I got pretty unlucky is ED3. Got pretty unlucky there, didn't get any crossbow pieces. That's kind of what that revolved on. My original Vindicta, 2.78 mil per hour, I was pretty unlucky there. ED2 also, I didn't get a codex, but the standard loot there was higher than ED3, which was pretty interesting, but I guess it's got the energies to kind of carry it through more than like the Blackstone Hearts there. And then there's the other end of the scale where some of them I did get pretty lucky at. Like Magister, I managed to finish the Kopesh in like 400 kills that time. The other 4 Kopeshes that I've done have all taken me nearly 600, and that one took me like 400. So pretty lucky there. Next as well, I was pretty lucky. I got like 5 drops in the 10 hours, which for the time was pretty good going, but that is pretty dated now, so even though I got kind of lucky on that one, it's probably a lot higher now in reality because of Great Ricochet and the fact that range just kills everything so well at the moment. Hellware I got pretty lucky at as well, but again that's quite dated, so I might even be able to bump that up higher if I redid that. I think that was one of my first ones I did back in like 2019. But the kings of like the AFK stuff, I definitely wouldn't say Vindicta's it. It's not fully AFKable. Gregorovich is fully AFKable and is better GP per hour. So if you want to AFK something for money, go to Greg rather than Vindicta. But if you can't do that, then Kriara AFK is also pretty reasonable, 6.3 mil per hour there, which is that's incredibly AFK, and you don't even need high-end gear to do that. So if you want to make AFK money, Kriara or Gregorovich are probably my recommendations. And if you're looking for active PVM that's going to make you the most money, then I probably still wouldn't really recommend Vindicta because it's not going to make you as much money as some of those other bigger bosses nowadays, and it's just not as engaging to do as them. So yeah, do other big bosses. So I can't really say I recommend Vindicta, but it is somewhat decent at the same time. That is going to be the end for this video, but thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope you did all enjoy watching it, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it as well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon so you're notified of all my future content. In the description down below, there are also links to Twitch and Discord if any of you guys would like to join me on there or follow me. Until next time, guys, see ya!